Money FM 89.3. Best of breakfast. Companies to watch.
All right, time to get ahead of what to watch out for. And here we've got Dan Koh to help us out.
Good Friday morning, Ryan. How's TGI looking for you?
Ooh, I've been looking forward to this for the entire week. Finally, it's Friday.
I can tell you look very handsome today with your, polo tee.
Thank you.
Within your trench coat.
You too. Yes.
Oh, thank you, sir. Okay, welcome to Companies to Watch, people. And that's a segment where we stock you up with ideas of listed companies that will call for your attention. So we're looking at market trends and risks and hidden gems and warning signs you might want to steer clear of. Of course, be part of this conversation as well. 88550893 and tell us whether you think it's going to be a Imad hot or not.
Yeah, and thank you for sending in all your comments and requests. And this is I would say the hottest, most requested stock.
Widely anticipated stock. How many semiconductor companies can you guys name?
I would say I thought this would be Nvidia.
Okay.
Nvidia.
Let's keep
AMD.
going until one of you run out.
AMD?
AMD, yeah?
TSMC,
Yeah?
Intel,
Yeah?
Micron,
Yes?
Infineon.
Okay, Ryan, enough showing off, Ryan. Okay, we get it. You read a lot, Ryan. Okay. All right. Now, today we're turning to Nvidia that was founded back in 1993 and it's a world leader in accelerated computing. So they started the invention of GPU back in 1999. That sparked the growth of the PC gaming market.
Yeah.
And of course, the AI sector that we're seeing today.
Yeah, you remember back in the day when you were building your own PC, you would have to buy a graphics card. And then Nvidia would be the go-to card. And then the box, the graphics or the design of the box, it will always be a weird robot of sorts.
Right.
And then you have some weird name on it. So those are, I guess, fond days of Nvidia, for me at least growing up.
Yeah, same. I've built my PC from scratch as well. And to be honest, the past couple of years, it's gone by in a flash that I think the GPU that I'm using as of now is definitely out of date. But that being said, though, we're turning over to NVIDIA's earnings report, which they recently just reported. And it looks like profits and revenues are soaring again in the quarter to the end of January. And that is coming as companies, are building their artificial intelligence infrastructure to continue fueling the booming demand for its advanced chips. So very quickly, I'm going to run through the numbers. Now, sales increased 78%, and that represents about $1 billion higher than estimates. Net income was up 80%, operating expenses increased almost 50%, 73% in gross margin for the quarter, but that was down 3 points on an annual basis. And the CFO, Colette Kress, noted that profit margins had slipped because of the transition to the more complex and high-cost Blackwell systems.
So we saw a beat on earnings, but a bit of concern when it comes to the profitability, margins under pressure.
Yeah, certainly. And data center revenues, that nearly doubled in the January quarter as, big tech companies swiftly built out AI offerings, which I briefly mentioned just now. And much of it has to do with the Blackwell systems that delivered $11 billion in revenue for the quarter. But that being said, Ryan, NVIDIA's growth definitely is slowing down as the company becomes a lot larger. During the fourth quarter of fiscal 2024, NVIDIA sales more than tripled. So if we look at the first quarter, it forecast implies a year-to-year growth of about 65% from a year earlier. That is a slowdown from the 262% annual growth in the same period a year prior. Now, if you put it to Apple and Pat, it doesn't seem like a fair comparison in the context. How would you feel?
I imagine right as you grow bigger, it gets tougher to match those growth numbers because you're coming off a lower or smaller base. So at some point, you would have to expect this. The pie or the market's only going to be growing at that rate.
Exactly.
So maybe in future, but you have a lot of different dynamics playing out. And I'm looking at also competition coming into the space.
Yeah, with talks of DeepSeek, of them being able to even build AI with cheaper chips. I think that's going to be something to watch as well. But then again, Ryan, 65% year-to-year growth, that still is a remarkable
Not too shabby.
set of numbers that we're looking at. So looking ahead, the group expects to post revenue of $43 billion for the current quarter, plus or minus 2%, and that the CFO also added that they would have a significant ramp of sales of Blackwell its next generation AI chip in the first quarter. Now, that unit represents 91% of the company's total sales as of now. That's up from 83% from a year ago and 60% in the same period for 2023. So they're on the right trajectory here. And they've been among the top performing stocks on Wall Street over the past 2 years. But as you've seen overnight, its stocks were down about 8% to $120.15. That's down 13% year to date. And it comes as, they're faced with a lot of competition, as well as, like what I've rightly mentioned before, Chinese AI startup DeepSeek claiming that it could train models on less advanced chips as compared to rivals such as OpenAI. So, that being said though, Huang specifically addressed DeepSeek's concerns during a call with analysts, saying that new reasoning models such as DeepSeek's R1 consume much larger amounts of AI chip power, and that its sudden arrival on the scene had ignited global enthusiasm for the technology. But that is not enough to temper its demand for its Blackwell chips. So I suppose this kind of builds a bit of optimism and a lot of confidence into the sector. And in the case of Nvidia, it's likely to continue fueling demand for their Blackwell chips.
Yep. So more competition brings more innovation, which grows the pie bigger for everyone.
Now, interestingly, I didn't know about this, but one of the company's growth categories is its business selling chips for cars and robots. And it said that it had $570 million in automotive sales during the quarter, which is a small fraction of the company's AI business, but represents a 103% rise on a year-over-year basis. So I guess diversifying, their prowess and to look into different aspects of the industry and seeing how they can make use of AI in chips, that is one to watch, not just on the likes of ChatGPT. But for today, I'm going to give the verdict of hot for Nvidia. What about yourself?
Yeah, I think we're going to see AI everywhere. We're going to get AI car, we're going to get AI toothbrush. Everybody probably get an AI thing.
Will I get an AI Ryan?
Already, I'm feeling a bit AI. So it is in the works.
All right. And now, as of the 28th of February, we've got TipRanks, Yahoo, and Barron's all giving a consensus rating of a strong buy. And that's all we have for Nvidia. Now, Imad and Ryan, did you know that Nvidia was first founded in 1993 when it released its first chip in 1995? But that was a $10 million failure. The company had only been around for 2 years and was forced to lay off half of its 80 employees. Now, it wasn't until 2 years later, with the release of its RIVA 128, that the company struck gold and sold 1 million chips within 4 months of its release. So, that being said, now, for the two of you, why could you never take a job at Nvidia?
What? Because I am not that smart enough, I guess.
Because they're Nvidia savvy.
Good one. I like your answers. No, because the people there are way too graphic.
Okay. How about I've got one for you.
Yeah.
Why is a company called Nvidia?
Why is the company called Nvidia?
Yeah. What does the word Nvidia mean, actually?
It's everything that people loves Nvidia.
Oh, that's a good guess.
Yeah.
Okay,
that was my previous answer to the previous question. So let's side with Dan on that.
Okay, so Nvidia is a Latin word for envy.
Okay.
So the acronym NV is also short for next vision.
Oh,
so
wow.
it's a bit of envy and next vision, and then get Nvidia, and it's also one of the names they use to name their early files, apparently.
Wait, is that a fact? Oh, that's a fact. Sorry, I thought it was a joke. Okay, well, I'll do you one better, Ryan. Why did Nvidia build the first self-driving car?
Why?
Is this a fact or joke?
This is a joke.
Go on, I don't know. It's too early.
Okay, because the drivers keep crashing. That's all we have for Nvidia.
Before acting on the information on Money FM, please consider if it's suitable for your own investment objectives, financial situation, and risk tolerance. To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.